Call the meeting to order at 6:31. Present right now are myself, Will Bissonette, Stephen Frisk, Crystal Mansfield, Irv Stoll, Rob Wright, Carla Lumbra, Rich Melanson from BCTV, Christina Wright, Helen Holt, and Sherwood Lake. Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting from June 23rd.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes from June 23rd signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. I do have two additions. The first is we have a report from the health officer, which we will take in correspondence. And the other is a letter that I have to read to the select board. And we'll take that, I guess, at the end of new business. Okay. I would entertain a motion to take the agenda out of order, and we can start with Sherwood and the COVID update.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of taking the agenda out of order and starting with Sherwood under old business for COVID-19 update, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Evening, Sherwood.
Good evening. Don't have a
Hi, Sherwood.
lot. Hello. Don't have a lot to report to you other than there was today announced an outbreak in the Manchester area. There are 30 people that were tested positive under an antigen testing protocol. Not the standard PCR that's been the backbone of the testing for so long. So they're declaring these 30 as presumptive cases until they get more positive tests. But this was 30 people. It has had some effect, from what I understand, on the Londonderry town office. And yeah, as you all know, the contact with one person, how many people does that person contact? So just an extra caution thing. There have been no changes to the requirements from the state, i.e. temperature taking from people entering, or employees or people entering to do business in the town hall, along with the screening questions. And I will have by next meeting an actual estimate on what the lock process, what it'll take to change the locking system in the town hall, the fire station, etc. I've whittled down, in speaking with Steve, the number of locks. I think we're all set with and he agrees with me that I think we're all set with the town yards, locks, and the control there. That is about all I have.
Okay. Anybody have questions or comments for Sherwood? Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Since we're taking the meeting out of order, let's move down to new business and talk about the new printer for the listers. So let me just find it. In your packets, you should have seen quotes that were compiled by Helen. She sought several options. I helped her find a couple of other solutions. I had our IT director at work go over this with with me and see what, from his perspective, would make the most sense. And the listers and he agreed that the Kyocera from Mike Niebuhr, I forget which company that was. Helen, what company was that?
That was from Kyocera. He worked
Right.
for Kyocera.
But the, oh, okay. So that one would be $760.80 per year, and it's a 60-month lease. It includes all of the toner, staples, if there's a stapling finishing system. They also provide support and training, both live and online. So I don't know if you guys had a chance to look that over, and anybody have thoughts?
I just wondered if Helen, is this the type of printer that could meet the needs of the listers?
It would, yeah. It's got a good copy, pages per minute and a good startup. It's only in black and white, which is good because we don't need the color, and it doesn't staple, I don't think. I tried to get as few bells and whistles as possible. And it's smaller than the one we have, which is good too.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, and this is from Ecosys, is the company that supports it. Is that right?
No, I think it's directly from Kyocera. I could be wrong. Whichever company that guy Mike was from. I think you sent me the link. I think it was from Kyocera itself.
Are they offering, is this company offering some kind of like service contract on the machine?
That's what it,
Yeah.
the lease for
That
the
covers
company.
the toner.
288 service.
The company is Document Solutions.
Oh.
And they're in Vermont.
Okay. So if the glass gets all cruddied up, they'll come down and clean it and all that.
Yep, exactly.
Great.
And I did look at the lister's budget. It looks like it falls within what they have for computer and computer support. So I think budgetarily we're in okay shape.
Great.
So I guess I would entertain a motion.
I'd make a motion that we pursue the Kyocera printer for the lister's office at the price that's been quoted to us, with the service contract attached.
Second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of having the listers contact Mike Niebuhr at Document Solutions to engage them for a new printer under the agreement that the price will not exceed their quote, which I just put down and can't now find, which was $760.
Wait a second. And
Yes,
80
that
cents.
is. Yep,
760.80.
$760.80 per year.
Yep.
Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Thank
So
you.
Helen, you want to take care of that for us?
Absolutely. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's go back up to the top of the agenda and do the warrants.
I'd make a motion to pay warrant number 1. Hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Make a motion to pay check warrant number 1, payroll tax payroll in the amount of $10,625.67.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying check warrant number 1 out of the payroll account in the amount of $10,625 signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 2, payroll tax in the amount of $4,411.53.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying the check warrant number 2 and the payroll taxes, the amount of $4,411.53, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 3, general fund in the amount of $11,176.42.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying check warrant number 3 out of the general fund in the amount of $11,176.42, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 4 out of the highway fund in the amount of $1,113.37.
Nope. Reread that.
Yeah,
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 4 out of the highway fund in the amount of $113.37.
Second.
any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying check warrant number 4 out of the highway fund in the amount of $113.37, signify by saying aye.
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 Make a motion to pay check warrant number 5 out of the equipment fund in the amount of $606.88.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying highway warrant number 5 out of the equipment fund in the amount of $606.88, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 6 out of the general fund in the amount of $236.70.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying check warrant number 6 out of the general fund in the amount of $236.70, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 7, general fund, fiscal year 20, $4,039.57.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying check warrant number 7 out of the general fund in fiscal year 2020 in the amount of $4,039.57, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 8, general fund, fiscal year 20, $8.79.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying check warrant number 8 out of the general fund in the fiscal year 2020 in the amount of $8.79, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 9, general fund, fiscal year 20, $5,065.81.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying check warrant number 9 out of the general fund fiscal year 2020 in the amount of $5,065.81, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 10 out of the general fund, fiscal year 20, $1,228.14.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying check warrant number 10 out of the general fund fiscal year 2020 in the amount of $1,228.14, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 11, highway fund, fiscal year 20, $1,550.07.
Second.
Any discussion?
Can I just ask if
Hearing none? Sure.
the culverts on this,
Yes.
it might be a question for Steve, but the culverts are all to be utilized this season in repairs to roads?
No, that is just two 20-foot culverts by 36-inch diameter. They were already installed on the Deer Valley Road project under the power lines.
Okay, thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying check warrant number 11 out of the Highway Fund, fiscal year 2020, in the amount of $1,550.07, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 12, Highway Fund fiscal year 20, in the amount of $1,663.48.
Second.
Any discussion?
And can I just ask here, this buyout byline of $1,542.96, is that to get out of our?
It's to get out of the UniFirst
Great.
contract.
Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying check warrant number 12 out of the Highway Fund fiscal year 2020 in the amount of $1,663.48, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 13 out of the Equipment Fund fiscal year 20 in the amount of $1,176.30.
Aye, second.
Any
Well,
discussion?
that just-
Hearing none, all those in favor of paying check warrant number 13 out of the Equipment Fund fiscal year 2020 in the amount of $1,176.30, signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to pay check warrant number 14 out of the Equipment Fund fiscal year 20 in the amount of $1,143.10.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of paying check warrant number 14 out of the Equipment Fund fiscal year 2020 in the amount of $1,143.10, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Okay. Let's go up to, we'll do reports. Steve, you want to start?
Sure. I'll start with calcium chloride. I got prices from two suppliers. Historically, Townshend has used innovative solutions. Their current price for calcium chloride is 91 cents a gallon. I also received a price from Allstate Asphalt. Their delivered price is 90 cents a gallon. I have $15,000 in my materials budget for calcium chloride and would like to bring in 5,000 gallons with whoever you choose to be the supplier.
Okay, what was the first numbers, Steve?
Innovative Solutions was 91 cents a gallon. Allstate Asphalt, 90 cents a gallon.
My one question would be, are they identical as far as delivery and the quality of the material?
They're at 14% and delivery is the same, yes.
I'd make a motion to go with Allstate material at 90 cents a gallon for the amount of $5,000.
$5,000 or 5,000 gallons?
Gallons, sorry.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of having Steve buy calcium chloride from Allstate Paving at 90 cents a gallon for 5,000 gallons, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
Steve, your tank won't hold 5,000 though, will it?
We have two tanks in the back.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
I think there's
Those,
3,000 each.
So again, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Okay. Steve, what else you got?
Last meeting, I brought up an issue that Roger Brown brought up, and that was the transition of the elevation of Route 35 and the driveways that were on the lower side. It affects 4 different residents. I've had discussions with all 4. They're looking for a variation of material that would help the transition of their driveway. It does not involve a lot of material. You know, I spoke with Irv. Irv has 3 entrances to his property off of 35, but he's only interested in repairing 1. The other one is directly across from Oberhill. You have Roger Brown's, and then you have the one driveway north of Roger Brown's. So at my estimate, we're looking at less than 2 single axle truckloads of gravel, less than half a day, but it will take the 4 of us because we will have to do some traffic control to take care of these 4 aprons if the board decides to do that.
I'd make a motion to allow the road crew to bring 2 single axle loads of material and do what they need to do to replace or to fix up the 3 driveways.
4 driveways.
4 driveways, sorry. I'm gonna know.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of having the highway crew bring up the grade on the 4 driveways in question on Route 35, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Okay. What else do you have, Steve?
The next item I have is the grant and aid project that is Plum Road with Hunter Excavating. Hunter believes he can start the last week of July, but there is going to be a day or 2 where I'm going to have to close a section of Plum Road through the guardrails where it's going to be too narrow to have single lane open. I will work with Hunter to post that. I explained to him I want it posted to the residents for at least 2 weeks before it happens. And it wouldn't be closed for the entire day. It would be from like 7 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. The section from the lower culvert that's marked with the pin up to 662 Plum Road would be the section that would be closed off during this ditching project. It shouldn't take more than a couple of days at the most. He thinks he can do that stretch rather quickly. So we'll try to minimize the amount of time that road would be closed. But most importantly, we'll let everybody know with plenty of notice of when the dates and the time that section will be closed.
Okay. And you said that's, we're looking at like last week of July?
Correct, last week of July.
Okay. All right. And that doesn't need any action from us, does it? That's more informational, right?
I believe it's just for everyone's information.
Yep. Okay.
You're gonna put up detour signs and all that, right?
I'm sorry, Crystal?
I'm just asking, you're gonna put up detour signs to either detour people to Ellen Ware or back through Brookline and up Grassy Brook the other side?
So they would go up Brookline Road to get back up to Crane
They're
Mountain.
gonna say it wouldn't, Ellen Ware wouldn't do you any good.
No.
Why, what's wrong with Ellen Ware Road?
Well, you could go that way if you wanted to, but that's not the way I would send the general.
Yeah, you'd send people over the Green Iron Bridge and in through Brookline. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to do
Up
Radway.
First Road out of Brookline.
Yep.
Radway Hill.
Yep.
Okay. Steve, what's next?
My final item is 8-inch minus ditch stone. I have $7,000 in the 2021 budget for 8-inch minus ditch stone. We have ditches open on West Hill. So I would like to bring that material in. It equates to approximately 340 yards. Have them dump it in the pit, and then we could use it as we need it. And once our ditching projects are completed with the money that we have for the ditch stone, we'll be able to move on to other projects.
I lost you at the end there, Steve.
I was just saying, if we're able to bring this ditch stone in 340 yards, have it dumped in the town pit, I could finish up my ditching project for this year and then move on to other projects, which we'll discuss when we get down to the RFP for paving.
Okay. How much money are we talking about, roughly?
So it's $7,000 is what's in the budget for 2021 for ditch stone. And that equates to approximately 340 yards.
Okay.
At $20.50 a yard.
Okay. So I guess I'd entertain a motion to have Steve bring in 8-inch minus ditch stone, approximately 340 yards, not to exceed $7,000.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of having Steve bring in ditch stone not to exceed $7,000 signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Okay. Steve, that was it?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. You should have all gotten a copy of counter money from town clerk. And then I have the treasurer's report. In the sweep account, we have $709,242.32. And in the checking account, we have 30,000 even.
Can you read me the sweep account again, Will? Sorry.
Yeah, sure. $709,242.32.
Thank you.
Okay, moving down to correspondence. Received a letter from Charlie Marchant regarding the Historical Society and the renaming of Negro Brook. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but the Historical Society did meet on the 2nd of July, and they voted on 3 items. One is not to support the existing petition to change the name to Susanna Toby Brook. The second motion, they do support the concept of a name change. And then they says they voted on a petition to submit a petition to the State Library Board with the name change to Freedom Brook. But there's an asterisk that this may be reconsidered in light of recent information, and the Historical Society Board will have to meet again to review their proposal. So that's some information from the Historical Society on the progress on renaming Negro Brook. Which brings us to from what I understand, we've gone through quite a few bags. We had to reorder them. So people are leaning in, I think, and at least giving it a shot early on. Steve, do you have any information on what kind of volume we're getting?
So the first day of real collection was on Saturday, July 4th. Arnold worked until 3 o'clock. When I came in on Monday morning, I opened the lid on the container, and it was 3/4 full and extremely heavy. So I called Pete at Triple T Monday morning and told him what our first experience was, and that I wasn't going to make it 2 more collection days with 1 container.
Yeah.
So I went and picked up 2 more. So we have 3 containers now. And let's just say one for each day. The problem is once they're over half filled, you need 3 guys to lift it up to put it in the back of the rubbish truck. And then when Robbie gets down to Brattleboro, he's got to look around for someone to help him unload, and then he's got to tip it into a bit of a payloader. So it hasn't been working out very smooth yet.
Oh.
Now, in talking with Pete, I have 3 containers now at no cost to the town that are being filled at 50% over the 3 days, each one.
Yep.
The service they're offering for like Grace Cottage and Valley Cares is they send the truck up once a week and they pick up the containers. And the charge is $125 a month per container. Worst case scenario, if we had to go that way because it's getting to be too much, we would be able to fill them to the top and could probably get away with 2 containers. So we would have to absorb the cost of $250 a month to have them come up and dump them. But before I suggest that, I think we need to wait a couple more weeks to see where the compliance rate goes. Everyone's trying it right now, but is it going to stay that way? Who knows? Talking with Pete, we talked quite a bit about, you know, Robbie's experience and how he had to change his clothes when he got back to the garage. Things need to be tweaked to help accommodate these bins and help accommodate the towns that are trying to be in compliance with the new state law. So we're going to wait a couple of weeks and see where it goes. But he needs to make some adjustments. We're trying to make some adjustments. For example, using the rubbish truck itself, when you raise the packer up, that'll lift the container into the back of the hopper. We put a bungee cord so the lid doesn't open up on its way down Route 30. So we're tweaking. Triple T is going to tweak, and let's see where the compliance rate goes.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
How are we paying to get rid of that?
Well, right now we're not, because we're putting it on the back of the rubbish truck when it goes on Monday. And
Did they take it out before you went across the scales?
Yes, they unload it before it goes across the scales.
Oh, okay. No, that's just a question I had.
Yeah, no, we don't pay for that.
The rubbish is $100 and something a ton, and it's only like 50 some odd dollars a ton for stuff that up to the Wyndham Solid Waste where they turn it. So that's why I was wondering if it was who's paying top price or what.
No, we're not paying top price.
Okay.
All right. Any further updates on that? Okay.
Has anybody, Steve, have you heard, or maybe Arnold, has anyone heard any feedback around the size of those bags? Those composting bags are really, they're big.
That was the smallest size we could get. They discontinued the 5-gallon ones.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah.
I was kind of curious because when I picked one up, I was like, holy moly. It's a,
Yeah, they get heavy quick.
That bag in of itself will be heavy for you know, just to bring it to the transfer station. They're heavy. Where if you had 2 smaller bags or something, it might be easier for people. But
Yeah.
I guess,
Yeah, unfortunately, that was all that was available to us. We can get bigger ones, but not smaller ones.
wow. Yeah.
I gave Arnold bags starting on the Tuesday, June 30th collection, because I had a sign posted with a flyer on it explaining the new law. So he started handing them out on Tuesday, and as of today, when he opened up, he was on the last roll of box number 4. So that's how much we've handed out since June 30th.
And he's handing them out singly, right?
Yeah,
He's
one at one.
handing them out singly.
Yeah.
When you dump your bag into the bin, he gives you another one. I've been in the hut with him as this transition has taken place. People have asked for 2, and we have not given them 2. We give them 1.
Okay, good.
And when you get them back, are they on the fuller side or are they on the not fuller side because it becomes very heavy?
With my tweezers, I only pull out the top bag, and they are not completely full.
Okay.
Can you check the bottom bag, please?
Robbie can speak for the bottom bag because he's the one that tips him into the payloader, and he's not too happy about his ride back to Townsend.
Oh, I bet. Okay, thanks, Steve. Next up is speed limit in Townsend Acres and unpaved Townsend roads. So Carla was good enough to dig up an ordinance from 2003, which sets the speed limits on all unpaved roads in town at 35 miles an hour. So the problem is that we can't have the VSP come out and run speed traps if there's no posting of that. So the question is, and the other thing is, we have to post at the beginning of each road and at the end of each road, or at the town line if it crosses through towns. So
Yeah, but it also is going to be by the uniform traffic control device thing, and I don't believe it's just at each end. I think you'll find that uniform traffic design says so, like a half a mile or something, but it's something you'd have to look up.
That you need a sign every half a mile, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I only read I didn't read the full statute, but I know that we have to do each end or where it meets another road within a certain distance.
So if you went up on Townsend Acres and put a speed limit sign everywhere there needs to be one to come out with the codes for it, you would have signs everywhere.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it states in that ordinance that that's the way it's got to be signed according to what the uniform traffic control device says.
Yeah.
To make it legal.
And Steve or Irv, do you have any idea of pricing?
Well,
no, I haven't.
I have in inventory 14 35-mile-an-hour speed limit signs that are the high intensity. They're not the general construction ones, they're the high intensity. I have 7 posts and 7 post bases, but I don't have the hardware. I need to buy the special angled bolts and the rivets. And then if I had to buy posts, the bases are $15 each. The post is $36 each. And again, the hardware isn't that much. The rivets are $1.60 each, and the base bolts are $1.25 each. But like I said, I have enough to do 7 right now, if we chose to do that. And then I would have 7 signs left over.
Anybody else have thoughts?
Who's going to enforce it?
Well, I mean, obviously, we are not going to enforce it. What it would give residents the ability to call VSP and ask them to patrol a particular area, which Officer French has said that they would be willing to do. But that it's also as part of what we're already.
It'd be under our contract with the state police.
Yes.
Well, I think that as a resident up here in Townsend Acres, I do believe there's enough at least community support to have some kind of speed limit sign posted, because we have a lot of out-of-towners that are up here, and they clearly either they're unaware of the speed limit or they disregard it, and there's no posting to remind them of what they should be traveling at for a safe rate of speed. So, you know, I've had several complaints from neighbors.
Yeah, but you look at it right by my house here on 35, there's speed limit signs probably every half mile. And what does it amount to?
I think I got the same thing here at my house.
Really have. No?
Yeah, it's same thing through 30.
They're speeding by you.
So,
Well, I think there's two different conversations here. One is about posting the roads so that people are aware of what the speed limit is, and the other is having the townspeople agree to pay for more police protection to maybe enforce the speed limit. But those are two separate conversations. This
Well,
is about whether or not it's worth the effort to post the roads.
Yeah, but
before that,
we did
go
that,
ahead.
we did that on 35, and the one that was complaining about it was the first one that got stopped by the state police.
And the other conversation is, we go down this road. The signs are not cheap. They have to be posted. There's a lot of ordinance to follow. I just want everyone to be aware of that.
Steve, do you have a sense of if we're talking about posting every road up in Townshend Acres, how many signs that would require?
I'd have to, take the map out and plot where they're all gonna go and come up with a number. I mean, we had a road sign atlas at the garage. I would have to look at that. I mean,
Well,
if I look at where I live, Simpson Brook, Acton Hill, you can't drive 35 miles an hour on these dirt roads. It's too fast. The problem with the acres is the roads have become too wide, and people just fly. I mean, we see it because we're up there working, and frankly, it's dangerous. They do drive too fast.
It's really dangerous.
But maybe we should just sell the grader. We'll solve that problem.
Well, what do you guys think of tabling this until the next meeting? And Steve, you could do some research and do a little plotting and maybe give us an idea of what we're talking about.
Sure, I'd be more than happy to do that.
Everybody, Crystal, you good with that?
Yeah, that would be helpful. Yes.
Okay. All right, let's do that then. Okay, next up is new business, the RFP for paving. So, I guess this is really just informational that the RFP has gone out. There will be a mandatory pre-bid meeting. It'll be July 21st, 2020, at 10 a.m. And
also, while you're going to pave, Steve, are you going to clean that dirt out of that drainage in Simpsonville?
When I talked about some of the other special projects, there's at least 4 culverts that have to be changed on that stretch of road. So yes, there is maintenance work that we have to do before the road is paved.
Yeah, and you right by Craig Hunt's, you've got an awful dip in the right-hand side of that road.
Yes.
But that can be brought. I mean, if it's not there's no culvert there, as far as I know, and that'd be brought up with your shim.
Yes.
But how come you started where you starting?
Well, I wanted to cover Bunny Davis's corner. I wanted to cover Bill Joyce's corner, and just past the intersection of East Hill, there's a couple of bad spots. So I'm trying to cover that section, and then the section by Phoenix's Field, the center's all opening up and cracking.
Yeah.
So that's why I picked that section.
But by going over a mile, you're not going to have money enough for next time to cover between where you're starting this time and in the street.
Well, what I have in the budget this year is $100,000.
I know that.
So that's
but I say, your 100,000 won't cover it from the street to that place. You'll have a spot in between that won't be done if you do it down the street or whatever.
Well, the town has paved in sections before.
I know, but we always tried to figure that you pave a section, say 1 mile. That's what it come out at. Then you start at the end of that mile and go another mile. You don't leave a space in the middle.
Well, Irvin, we're not doing it that way maybe this time.
Okay, then, because the goddamn road will all be shot, and before you get one fixed, the other will be gone.
That's why we're paving it.
Yeah, but if you leave it like that, it goes to hell of a lot faster. I'm glad you're such a pavement expert.
Well, I'm glad you are too.
Well, I did 18 years of it.
Well, maybe you need to do another 18 years of it.
All right.
Okay.
I'm glad to get all the experts.
We're looking
Right.
for a request for proposal on the thing. I mean, are you not?
If you request for proposal, that's where you start and that's where you end. If you got the money.
So anyway, the pre-bid meeting will be held July 21st at the town garage at 10 a.m. If people have questions, contact Steve Friss at the garage at 802-365-4260. So that covers that. Okay. Right, last thing. So I have a letter that I composed that I'd like to read. Is anybody else hearing that echo?
Yes.
Yes.
big
I
time.
am.
Okay. All right. To the members of the Townshend Select Board, it is with regret that I write to inform you of my resignation from the Select Board effective August 1st, 2020. It has been a great honor to serve this town and its residents. However, my other commitments in the rest of my life have become too great to allow me to continue to meet the responsibilities of my position. Between now and August 1st, 2020, I intend to be helpful in whatever way I can with this transition and any restructuring of the board that you deem necessary. I also hope to continue to participate in town events in whatever way I can. Most sincerely, William C. Bissonette.
Sorry to see you go, Will.
It is with great regret. It just, I have gotten to a point I can't keep up with it, and stuff is going to start getting messed.
Yeah. I'm sorry to even try to understand this decision.
No,
Mostly I'm sorry for me, the rest of us.
Sorry to hear it, Will, but you have to do what you have to do.
I gave it the old college try.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
All right. So if there's nothing else, the next meeting will be July 28th at 6:30. That will also be done via Zoom. And with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Okay. We are adjourned.